What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Make It or Break It Monday, the show that helps you get your head right so you can start your week right. Guys, I get it. I'm a little red today. Spent a little time by the pool, but I wanted to make sure to get this video in because I'm going to be traveling this next week, and I wanted to piggyback off of last week's message and really dive in a little bit deeper in a couple areas. If you remember from last week, I hit two main points. Number one was doing something unimportant well doesn't actually make it important. Number two was the time it takes to do something also does not make a task important. So today, what I wanted to jump to is forced focus of self-awareness. So we all need to be self-aware of where we need to improve and where we need to think about leveling up our game. The problem is you really have to focus because it's not as obvious to you. It's easier to see things in others than it is to see in yourself, obviously, right? So you have to have this forced focus and be mentally aware of where you need to be evaluating those next steps for yourself. And one part of that is when you start to see success in something, man, is it hard to change some of those habits. But one way you can recognize that you should be thinking about, hey, how do I advance this skill set? How do I improve in this area is when you actually start to hit a plateau. If you are the best at something, man, there's probably still other levels for you to be best in your company, best in your industry, best in the world. So when you start to hit or see plateaus, either in your production or in your day-to-day lives, in your day-to-day work, you got to continue to make yourself efficient. And you got to continue to help skill yourself up. The thing is, when you know there's another level, but you're investing all of this time and energy into the technique that you're currently doing, you're putting all of that in, and it's a lot harder to be able to reverse that, right? And one thing that I think about is, you guys probably heard from a couple of my first videos, but I used to play baseball my entire life growing up. Got a chance to play in the Little League World Series and compete for 2 years. And I was just, as I learned baseball and kind of to hone my craft and my skill, I was really good at pitching. I mean, I'm tall, I'm kind of lanky, and I could just throw the ball fast and I could just blow kids away. So what happened was, as I started to advance, those things of just accuracy and speed and power are still important, but that's not everything you need to know about pitching. And I saw myself starting to be able to hit that plateau. So every year, ever since I was little, I never asked for anything for my birthday except for my parents to help set aside money to make me go to this pitching camp. And this pitching camp was at a local university. I was probably 12, 13, 14, all the way till I was about 16. I did this camp, and they put you on video and they critique every little thing about your pitching style, where your hand goes back, how you follow through, how you get down afterwards after the ball's hit, and you're pitching to these college volunteer catchers. And it was a really cool experience. But what I realized was, as I started to work into the next seasons, after doing these different videos and doing these pitching camps, man, I did not get better. Like, my form was much better, but I did not perform better. And I think this is one of the main reasons why people don't actually change. Instead, they actually go back to what they're doing, because when you make the change to the right technique, you're usually not as good as you once were doing it the other way. But the problem is, if you don't make that change, there is no way to level up, right? The technique, that's the thing you need to be able to leap forward and have the skills to get you to that next level. So I want you guys to think about what that is in your lives today. What is that one thing that you can focus on right now, be self-aware about, or maybe you are starting to hit some level of a plateau? What's that one thing where you do need to think about how to redo a technique? Go read something, go invest in a program to be able to figure out what it is to help you level up and continue to make progress until you are the best in your company, the best in your industry, and hopefully the best in the world. Because I want to leave you guys with this. Your habits today got you where you are, so you should absolutely celebrate them. The problem is they will not get you to the next level. You got to change those habits, change the techniques, and go invest in yourself. So hope you guys have a fantastic week and make it great.